Hey everyone, do you like music? Probably. And you probably listen to it on something like Spotify or YouTube. And that's all well and good, but picture this. You're trapped on an island with nothing but yourself, your survival skills, and a computer with a Unix-based operating system, preferably Linux. How are you going to listen to music there? Why didn't you think of that? I didn't just make Potoo for the completely rational fear that I would be trapped in an island with nothing but a Unix-based operating system. I also made it because YouTube really sucks at playing music. I don't know if it's just become apparent recently or this has always been a thing, but YouTube's queue sucks. If you add a song to it and then you try and reorder it so that that song will play after your current song, you'll reorder it and it looks fine, but then when it tries to play that song, it'll go, hang on, this isn't the original order of the queue, let me change it back for you, and then just puts it back at the end of the queue. Like, who designed that? Another thing is sometimes it'll just decide that your queue doesn't mean anything to it, and halfway through, it'll just stop playing the queue and then start playing a whole list of other songs that it's found for you. Thanks, AI. You're making these apps so much better. I'll give you a tutorial on how to use the app now. So I've got two terminals open, one for the app and the other one is a keystroke logger. I know, I'm a hacker's dream. They're both using the cool retro terminal emulator because it's cool, retro, and a terminal emulator. So I'll put a GitHub link for that in the description. So we'll start by running it. If you go to the GitHub page and then go to releases, there's instructions on how to download it. So the main thing you run is Potoo-GUI, and then it opens the GUI. I'm going to do a tour of all the menus in a second, but first I'm just going to download a few songs and show you how to do that. So the first thing you got to do is choose a song that you have the rights to, because copyright sucks. So I'm going to use some songs by Nomic because I have the right to his music. So how we download the song is press E and then type in the artist, the name of the song. First one I'll get is Inselberg. Then go over to my second tab, all the links, paste in the YouTube video, and then hit download. Then we wait. And then choose a file name for it. Oops, chose it wrong. Also, Cool Retro Terminal doesn't accept backspaces. For some reason, it just doesn't work at all. So I've got to press delete, which deletes the whole line. But you know what? That's not my problem. That's Cool Retro Terminal's problem. And then go to save and hit enter. And now I've got a song. I'm going to download a few more of Nomic songs again because I have the rights to them, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, now I've got those songs installed, and I'm only a bit dizzy from spinning around so much. So I hope it's funny because I have a bit of a headache now. So now we're on the main menu. There's one more thing we have to do before we play any music is change some of the settings. So I'll press C to go to the configuration. So the default audio device is null because it's the first one on the list that ALSA gives you. So we'll just choose the first one that will have an audio output, and you can tell that by at the bottom it'll say 100% instead of invalid audio device or null audio device. And then for the smoothest UI experience, change the frame rate to as high as it can go. And I've just hard coded 120 as the limit, and then change force display frame to false so there isn't any flickering, or there's less flickering. So then we can press either C or escape to go back to the main menu. Now Potoo is made up of a bunch of menus. I think it's like 7. I don't know. I didn't make it. The main one is the music one, which has an image, which is the cover of the currently playing song. If you don't have a song, it just uses Potoo's logo. But the second most helpful one is the help menu, which you can access by pressing H, and that's got a quick start guide at the top. And then it has all of the menus and all of their keybinds, and all of their keybinds, and just sort of how to use it. I'll probably expand it a lot because it isn't great at explaining what it does, but that's what this video is for. So I'll press H to get out of there. The next one is the songs one, so you can press S to get there. and then you can navigate through all of your songs and press enter to play them, or you can press Q to add them to your queue. So I'm going to add these to queue in order. So press Q down, Q down, Q down, Q, and then I can press S to exit the songs menu, and then I can enter the queue menu, Q, I can see they're all here. So I can press enter to play that, and then Q to get back to the music menu. So now it's displaying the cover of the song. I can zoom out and it'll be a bit more detailed, but then you can't see any of the text, so I won't do that. You can use left and right to stray through the song, up and down to change the volume, M to mute it if you want to mute an app that only plays audio, space to play and pause it, control right and left arrows to jump through the queue, R to restart the current song, and if you press Shift S, it'll go back to the songs menu and select the song that's currently playing. Now in the songs menu, you see your library of songs, and these are all just files on your computer, and you can add folders to it. So I can do Shift N, or they're called directories because I use Linux, but for the rest of you, it's just a folder. So you can give it a name, my favorite song. And then the output is just the actual directory in the file system. So it just stores an actual directory and then a little text file in it which has the name of it. Then you save it. So now you've got my favorite songs, which is a directory, and that's denoted by the square bracket next to it. And all these other ones with dashes are songs that you can play. If they didn't have a dash, it would be an invalid song and it would just be a file there. You can press Shift C, C, and V to cut, copy, and paste. So for my favorite songs, I want Inselberg and Scarab Assembly. I can hold Shift and press C, which will cut it, and then use the right arrow to get to here, and then V to paste it, and then it's no longer there. And then maybe if I want Scarab Assembly in there too, I'll just press C this time to just regular copy and paste, and it's still here. And then I can press X to delete it. If I delete the wrong one, I can press Z and it will bring it back. It just sort of puts them in a recycle bin folder, and then you can bring them back. If you want to permanently delete a song, you press X and then you hold Shift and press X, and that clears all of the recycle bin. I won't do that because I like these songs. And as you saw before, you can queue songs, but if you queue a directory, it queues every single song inside that directory. So if I want to queue the songs in my favorite songs, which is Inselberg and Scarab Assembly, as well as Neon Garden, I could press Q there, and now the queue should be Inselberg, Scarab Assembly, then Neon Garden. And I've accidentally pressed Q again, so there'll be 2 Neon Gardens. So go back to the main menu, go to the queue menu, and then like I said, Inselberg, Scarab Assembly, and Neon Garden. And when you're in the queue, it's got pretty similar controls to the songs menu, as in you can go up and down, you can press X to delete songs from the queue. You can't undo that deletion, which I might add soon, but it's pretty easy to re-add a song to your queue rather than re-download a song. But you have the rights to, no tricky business. You can change the order of the songs in the queue, and then you can jump around and play a song, or you can change the position in the queue without actually playing that new song. Because the queue and the currently playing song don't interact very much. All it does is when the currently playing song is finished, it'll play the next song in the queue. So I can press the right arrow to go to Scarab Assembly. Now what this means is the current song is Neon Garden, and when that's finished playing, it'll start playing Neon Garden because it is after the currently played song, denoted by the dash. I can press D to duplicate songs in the queue, and then X to remove them, like I said before, R to randomize all of them, and then if I've got a really, really big queue, which goes off the screen, and the currently played song is out of view, I can press J to jump to the currently played song. And then I can press S on any of these, and it will jump to the song in the songs menu. The songs menu has a few more things. You can press Tab, which will show the actual song, and then you can press X to delete songs from the queue. You can't undo that deletion, which I might add soon, but it's pretty easy to re-add a song to your queue rather than re-download a song. name of the song in the songs directory, so the actual file. All of them are .pts, and then you can press G, which will change the G, which will reverse the sorting, and D, which will change the sorting order. This doesn't do anything right now because all of them aren't in an album and have the same artist name. Um, so and also their path is just in a lowercase version of their name. So changing it from path to the name won't do anything because it'll be the same order, and then all of them have the same artist, so it'll just go to name, etc. But it could be cool. It doesn't have support for playlists. So the alternative is just to make a folder, um, and then have your songs in there. The only problem with that is that if you have one song in a bunch of different playlists, that'll take up a lot of space on disk. But that should be fine. It's, they only use 60 megabytes per song. I'm gonna fix that hopefully. Because I don't want people to run out of space because of music files. So I'll see if I can add some compression with a scary inverse Fourier transform later. Also, while you're in the songs menu, you can press N, which will create a new song, or if you press Shift N, it'll create a new directory. And these are both in the edit menu. And when you're in the edit menu, you can switch between song mode and directory mode by pressing tab. Now, before when I downloaded the song, I just inputted the artist name, source, downloaded it, and then the output. There are a few more fields here. So artist, album, name, and lyrics, all of those are totally optional. Actually, everything here is completely optional. It's just a song without any audio would be a bit plain. These are just so you can identify the song in the songs menu. And then image and audio are the attached image and audio respectively. If you have an image, it'll say the image size, and if you have audio, it'll say the audio length and sample rate. So as an example, I'll just download Inselberg again. So I'll paste it in the source and then press download audio only. So that will just download the audio of the song, not the image, if you like the thumbnail of a different YouTube video that you have the rights to, but you like the audio from another one. So here it's just got audio and no image. You can save this as well. That'll still play just fine. Also, what you could do is maybe if you have a path to an image, you could type in path to PNG. PNG, obviously, it'd be an actual path to a PNG instead of this, but you could press load image only, which would load the PNG into the image. You can load from MP4 files, I think. Um, what load does is it uses FFmpeg to convert the file into an audio and image. So as long as it can be converted into those two by FFmpeg, then it should be fine. I did this because there are some WAV files that have an image built into them, so you can just use that there, and FFmpeg can extract that, which is quite cool. And download uses YTDLP. These are both the optional dependencies. They're in the GitHub installation instructions. They're a lot simpler to install than this. You don't need either of them. It's just if you want to download or load music, you sort of need them. And the output is just the file location. If you go to my favorite songs and then press new, as you can see, the file location is favorites / and then you can type in the song. So it's a lot easier to make a new song in a directory with N and then name it that. Otherwise, you could create a song that isn't in a directory, press Shift C, go into that directory, press V, and then it's there. And Shift X to delete that file because I don't want example.pts. And then You're probably asking, how do you see the lyrics? You had a whole lyrics field where you could paste in the lyrics for your favorite song. You press L. That's most of what you can do with the GUI. Potoo's got some extra command line options which you can use, which I'll look at now. So I'll press escape, which will close it. It'll say stopping GUI. You can run potoo dash dash help, and then I'll pipe it into less. If you don't know what this does, it's just a more convenient way to view things. So it's got my email. Don't spam me, please. That's my favorite email. So it's got GUI, which runs the GUI, help, which prints the help menu, version, which prints the version. There's pretty insane stuff so far. Then there's Potoo directory, which gives you the directory that Potoo stores all of its files in. It stores them on a per user basis and makes a directory in your home folder. There's also song directory, which is just a directory called songs within Potoo's directory. It's just a little bit easier because if you're trying to copy a song to the songs directory, you don't have to do Potoo directory slash songs. You can just do Potoo song directory. And all of these examples are showing how you can use the output of one command, in this case Potoo directory and song directory, as an argument for another command. File format is mostly for advanced users. It just prints out the file format in pseudo C code. So if you want to read a file in your own, you can. File version is something to do with file format, so you'll understand what that is if you read the file format thing. Then logo, which is just the ski logo. And the main option is edit, which creates a song, an empty song, and then just lets you edit it as you go. So this is can be a lot faster than downloading songs in the GUI and has a few more features. For example, if you have two of the same song, one of them that you like the cover of and one of them that you like the music of, you could load the one with the music and then load only the cover into that song. So this one can be pretty useful, and you can use scripts to automate downloading songs.